This episode of Important If True is brought to you by Hover, our favorite domain name registrar. And if you go to hoisted.zone
Good.
and create a new account on hoisted.zone, which that's just Hover, but you got to go to hoisted.zone to get the
Get the
$2
deals.
off your domain name registration. That's hoisted.zone for $2 off your Hover domain name registration.
It's June 29th, 2017.
And this is Important If True.
From Idle Thumbs, I'm Chris Remo.
I'm Nick Brecken. Sorry, I'm so fucking dumb. I'm just going to stop. This is the last week. I'm just going to say it normal. We're going to do it and make a podcast.
And I'm Jake Rodkin.
Oh. No!
Hey, guys.
No!
Hey, welcome back, guys.
Oh,
We're here again on Important If
son
True.
of a bitch.
Yeah, we have a very interesting and surprising collection of opening information that was written to us by a reader named Niev, and this is we I guess in passing mentioned like the concept of a Krampus
Yeah.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't even remember where that came from, but we were talking about Krampus, which is sort of a like
we were talking
Santa
about-
Claus counterpart.
Yeah.
Yeah, Krampus.
Villainous.
Were we talking about Hoistmas?
Yuletide spirit.
I'm sure it was in the concept of
Troll
Hoistmas.
thing.
Yeah, Krampus is
Hoistmas,
like
I think.
is a sort of half goat, half demon, anti-Santa Claus. Like Santa Claus goes to the good kids or Saint Nicholas
Yeah.
and gives them treats, and Krampus is this sort of horned demon who cavorts around and hits bad kids with a stick.
Yeah.
I believe.
So Niev writes in.
Good. Krampus is good.
Yeah, and she has a whole like slate of information here that was totally new to me. So she says, a Nordic country, but Iceland, not Sweden, does actually have a pantheon of highly specialized Krampuses, which is an impossibly good phrase. In Iceland, there are 13 Yule lads and their troll parents, Grilla and Lapului. I'm going to say all of these wrong. I'm really sorry to any
It's fine.
Icelandic
Krampus will show up
listeners.
later and punish
Yeah,
you.
and I will be hoisted, yeah. Plus the family pet, the Yule cat. Grilla is closest to Krampus, stealing naughty children to cook and eat. Yule cat, on the other hand, targets based not on morality but fashion, eating any child who has not received a new article of clothing by Christmas. That's
Jesus.
a fucking
The child has no
terrifying deadline.
agency in that.
I know.
Mom,
Sorry, your parents are bad. I'm going to eat you now.
also I have a little cat, I imagine.
Yeah.
I can't not picture the Yule cat as just like the size of a house cat.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Who just is
Oh,
like
that's what I imagine,
just like
too.
curled up as a house cat, but then it's like
It
I
eats
fucking,
you?
I fucking know.
Yeah. I'm
That's
watching.
like, yeah, you had those shorts last year,
Just go to sleep. Go to sleep.
and then a jaw,
Christmas
a Yule,
Christmas
a
is
Yule
tomorrow.
jaw is unhinged.
You got to go to sleep.
Gross.
Christmas is St. Nick's coming. Just go to sleep. And then it eats you.
Just
Yeah,
sort of just rubbing up against you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, is that okay? Anyway, Yule cat.
The Yule lads are comparatively tamer. The lads arrive one at a time each night leading up to Christmas and are generally said to depart in the same order on the nights following Christmas Day. The Yule lads are as follows. And again, I'm sorry for how I say these.
They'll punish you. It's fine.
Stekkjarster, sheep coat clod. He has stiff legs and harasses your sheep. Giljigaur, gollygawk. He hides in gullies near the cowshed and waits until the perfect opportunity to sneak in and steal your cow's milk. Stuffer, stubby, the shortest lad by a long shot. He steals pans to eat the dried crusts left behind.
That's actually nice.
Yeah, it's handy.
I appreciate that.
Vorslecker, spoon licker. He steals spoons to lick them. Generally
Okay.
portrayed as thin due to malnutrition. And I have to clarify on this. The reason he is malnourished is because his only form of eating is licking spoons that he has stolen.
God.
Yeah.
That's like salad fingers. I don't like the idea of just like
What are
just a
salad
gross.
fingers?
Oh, it's
It's just an old
It's
meme,
an
Chris.
old-
It can't hurt you.
What?
It's,
What is
there's
it?
an old like YouTube series with a character named Salad Fingers, and he just had salad fingers.
What does that mean? He had salad fingers.
Well,
Am I
his
supposed to
fingers
know
were
what that
salad.
means?
His fingers were made of salad.
Sort of
Oh,
like
no,
long-
gross.
yeah. It's just this sounds
Oh.
gross in the same way to me. Anyway.
Oh. I thought you meant he like touched salad with his fingers.
No,
and then
he just
licked
had a
his
weird
fingers.
voice, and his fingers were made of salad.
Oh, gross. I don't like that.
Anyway, yeah.
Potaskefil, pot scraper. eats the leftovers out of your pots. Askaliker, bowl licker, hides under beds waiting for someone to set down their bowl so he can steal it.
These characters all just
In there.
eat things off of your dirty dishes.
Well, not Hudeskeller, door slammer. My favorite Yule lad, he slams your doors at night when you're trying to sleep. Skiragamor, Skirgobbler, gobbler of Skir, the Icelandic cheese/yogurt that has taken Whole Foods by storm.
He just eats the new cheese?
Bjunakriker, sausage stealer, hides in the rafters and steals sausage while they're being smoked. Glugagegir, peeping Tom, peers into your windows looking for things to steal. The pervert of the bunch. I think we can say they're all perverts.
Yeah.
Gatapifar, door sniffer, has a giant nose with a powerful sense of smell that he used to find your lafabrau, leaf bread, a delicately crisp and decorative flatbread traditional to Icelandic Yuletide festivities. Ketkroker, meat hook, uses a hook to steal your meats. Kertasneaker, candle thief, eats your candles, which made more sense when candles were made out of tallow. In modern Iceland, Grilla is said to be dead, and the Yule Cat has given up eating children in favor of eating their Christmas dinners instead. The Yule Lads have been turned into more benevolent Santa Claus figures, with Kertasneaker, which one is, let's see, oh, the Candle Thief, who traditionally arrives on Christmas Eve, in particular, being the main Santa, and then other Yule Lads coming with smaller gifts in the days leading up to Christmas, or if you've been naughty, a potato. Anyway, now I can't help but imagine an entire pantheon of Hoistmas lads, each with their own specialized form of hoisting. It seems you have been visited by Pooh Scammer, who scams podcast hosts with phony poo stories. All the best, Niav.
That is an insane pantheon of characters a mom made up in regards to children not doing all Christmas-adjacent chores,
Well,
it seems like.
But do kids really care about what happens, like, while the sausages are being smoked?
Well, they won't get to eat the good sausage because that
that's true.
shithead with a hook hand stole it.
No, that's a different person.
Oh, the hook hand steals your other meat.
The Ket Croker, meat hook, uses a hook to steal your meats. However, Bjugnakraiker, sausage stealer, hides in the rafters and steals sausage.
Okay, sorry, you're right.
Smoked.
These are either things that are used to scare a child into doing their chores, or excuse like a shitty fat dad who like ate all the food and couldn't resist ahead of time. Like, well, it must have been that meat stealer with that hook hand.
That's actually a really good point.
I feel like this is just, no matter what, there's like a sort of Nordic mother who's beset by a bunch of shitheads.
Yeah.
And demons have been created on all sides to either justify or terrify.
Yeah. I appreciate how much this is rooted in kind of a earlier rural set of assumptions about what life is. It's like, oh, your sheep get harassed. You know, he hides in the cow shed and steals the milk from your cows. While you're smoking your sausage, he steals it. It's good. It's
your door gets slammed.
Yeah, your door gets slammed a lot when you're trying to sleep. That one I think we can all relate to. But yeah, I really enjoy the quaintness of the Yule Lads.
They're pleasant. I mean, they're actually also terrifying. Also, though, that's true. But I can't imagine any of these actions not performed as lasciviously as possible.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Especially
if you're a demon who licks things, like you're just going to lick it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. This is actually, yes. The combined
effect
effect
of... If you're sniffing under a door,
yeah,
that's happening.
The combined effect of all of these guys all doing this shit at the same time in your home, that would actually fully traumatize any child.
What you would see is you would walk into your kitchen and there would just be 20 demons just licking your plate.
And then they would all look at you.
Everything all
they would look
at
you
and
and
then just immediately.
But then you'd look up and there's someone like sort of taking your sausage links one by one while someone else then brandishes a hook and steals some meat and then capers away.
Yeah, meanwhile, you look out of the window and one of them is like drinking milk directly from the teat of the cow.
As one in the foreground is watching you and then
through the window.
And then another one is sniffing under the door at you with a weird nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is
They're
bad.
doing it very intentionally too. It's
Yeah.
not like you're catching like
Oh,
mice.
No,
They're staring you in the
Every
face.
single
They're
one of them
looking you down.
is making eye contact.
Oh yeah.
while
yeah.
continuing to perform this task
Yeah.
expertly and lewdly.
Yeah, meanwhile, you still don't have your new underwear, so fucking watch out.
The last thing you see is Yule Cat.
Is Yule Cat's jaw unhinging? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Man, what a good set of Christmas traditions.
So
though.
Krampus though still exists within this.
I don't know if this is. I think this might be separate to
Is
Krampus.
this, so Krampus is a different movie, and this is like.
Well, I don't think it's a movie. I think.
Well,
it's
I just
real,
mean like
Nick.
I'm just like this is like the lore explosion
In-
of like the original.
in like the Yule cinematic universe, the Yuleverse.
Yeah, right. I mean, maybe they'll do a movie where like Krampus joins up with Door Sniffer or something, but like these
Yeah,
are separate.
no. Well,
These are
that-
separate entities.
So I think they come from different countries.
Right. But they're going to team up in an Avengers movie along
Yes.
with just like American-ass Coca-Cola Santa Claus.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know who they fight.
Who inexplicably gets to be like the leader because he's the American one, probably
yeah.
for no reason.
Mm.
It's better if he's not, though. It's
Oh,
better
I-
if Santa
oh, I
Claus is just
strongly
like
agree.
a member of the stupid Suicide Squad of just all
Yeah.
these guys that just like a bright red Santa
Yeah.
with a bottle of Coke and a polar bear next to him.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope Spoon Licker gets to be the leader. The grossest one.
Yeah.
The one who's
There is such a trashy movie involving like
Yeah.
lowering people with sausage links. There's just everything you could ever want is
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah.
would it be live action or would it be a like DreamWorks animated film?
I think for it to really get the 4 quadrants, it would need to be a live action,
Yeah.
celebrity studded. It's like the
Yeah.
sort of movie that 10 years ago actors would be slumming themselves to do, but now it's like actually the role that you want to have in your portfolio. You want to have
Right.
at least
Yeah.
one
Yeah. Yeah.
cinematic
Yeah.
universe in there
It's true.
to pay the bills of hundreds of millions of dollars. So
Paul Rudd is Spoon Licker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Spoon Licker is probably basically human sized, but just emaciated. But most of these
Yeah.
other ones
Well, they're
feel
all
like they're
starving,
like
so yeah.
capering little goblins, right?
I think
mean,
they could be all sorts of sizes. You
Yeah,
could,
I
you'd
think
have
they
to,
need to be all
You'd have to do the
sizes,
sort of
yeah.
Peter
But that-
Jackson
you want that silhouette.
style, like
Yeah,
two,
yeah,
You want the nice silhouette.
two plain, make
Oh, I see.
make Ian McKellen look really big as
Right.
the window viewing guy.
What do they do other than traumatize a child? I mean,
I
Well-
think that they'd have to. They all do this surely because they must love it. So something has to threaten the existence of Christmas.
you know what I think it is? I think it's modern corporate Christmas putting them out of business entirely. Like even in this email, the reader Niev already indicates that like it's being sanitized, right? Like
Right.
Yule Cat doesn't eat children anymore. Grilla is dead. Maybe that's it. Who
They
killed,
don't believe.
Who killed Grilla?
Who killed Grilla?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because Grilla is basically the Krampus
The Coca-Cola
analogy,
Corporation. Like,
who actually steals the naughty children to cook and eat them.
Right.
And Grilla is dead now, casualty of multinational sanitized Christmas.
I feel like it's worth pointing out that were this to become a movie that was launching a major cinematic franchise, the slogan for sure is "Christmas is canceled," and it's just all of those guys leering over some child.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah.
But then it says "this Christmas."
Right. Coming this Christmas.
Yeah, coming this Christmas. Christmas is canceled.
Yeah. That's really good. That's actually very good. Very punchy. Yeah. I like it.
I don't know if I have any more than that. I'm just a marketing guy, Chris.
I know. That's how I think of you.
If
Jake.
you make it, I'll sell it.
I just looked up the fact that Krampus, not the Yule lads, but Krampus
Yeah.
was actually outlawed by the fascist party in Austria
Whoa.
in 1923
Oh,
or
shit.
thereabouts. And that
Oh,
led
man.
to the downfall of Krampus for a while.
Christmas is canceled.
Christmas is canceled by the fascists.
Austrian fascist party has
Yeah.
canceled Christmas.
Yeah.
And the Yule lads are coming to save Krampus.
I mean, that's one version, right? I mean, that's the sort of like Wonder Woman, Captain America version.
Wonder Woman.
Wait,
is-
what?
No, where it's just
What?
it's
Wonder
set-
Woman is set in World War One. It's like
Yeah,
it's a
so-
Wonder Woman. The Wonder Woman movie is a Wonder.
So you start with whatever, like
So it's-
Grilla or whatever,
it's
and that's
the Yule lads
you build-
fighting
you-
fascists?
Well, you've got to build up the cast,
yeah.
and so you
Yeah.
got to set it in different eras, and there's going to be the '70s one. I don't know the
Right.
bowl liquor. I don't.
you know,
and then you finally
people are
do-
really into bowl licking
Right.
parties in the 70s.
You know.
I don't know. If,
Well, fondue. I don't know. And then the Yule Lads is it's the Avengers. It's the movie that's made after all of those individual films, right? I mean, I feel
Sure,
like
but
you've gotta-
you start with like the like old ass Saturday Evening Post Santa Claus meeting like
Right,
door
yes.
sniffer on like in a trench in World War One.
right.
Why is
On
Santa
Christmas.
in it?
The scene is when they all stop fighting. And,
Yeah,
and
they're-
they
it starts- that starts
everyone's
like
still
Christmas-
fighting,
yeah,
and
Christmas
it's that
truce,
it's
right.
that amazing.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So the like whatever the Germans and the British
Right.
or whatever or the Austrians have to be involved in there somehow because
Yeah.
they're the ones who stopped the thing.
Right.
But that is how. So Santa visits the trench. Why are the Yule lads there? Why are they in the trench?
I don't know.
We'll have to figure it out.
I guess they're just fucking with all of the soldiers who didn't get their new clothes. And they're like, I was fighting a war.
I'm in a
was
uniform.
Fighting a war. Well, I could have gotten a new uniform. I only have one. I've been in this fucking trench.
Why are there like thousands of cats here? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. It's okay for them to also just all be exhausted and sort of smoking cigarettes along with everyone else at that point. I think like everyone,
I see,
it's
I
just
see.
been a long
Yeah.
couple of years for everyone
Yeah.
So
involved.
they took a
you know.
time out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then they get word that the Austrian Fascist Party or whatever has outlawed Krampus, and then it's fucking on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then it's
Right.
just a stupid Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jared Leto definitely miscast as Santa Claus.
Jared Leto as bowl liquor.
God, it would be the grossest cast. I mean, it would be just like Crispin Glover, Jared Leto. Like it would just be like, ugh.
Have you ever played a weird character?
Yeah.
That guy from Little Miss Sunshine and There Will Be Blood, whose name I can't remember.
Oh,
Just-
yeah.
He was also
Paul Dan.
Yeah, Paul Dano.
Paul Dano.
Just like
Yeah.
anyone who's ever been typecast as a vaguely creepy guy,
Right.
no matter
Right.
how good of an actor you are or aren't, Steve Buscemi's in it for
the
sure.
guy who plays the dirtbag in the new Twin Peaks, and also the guy who plays the dirtbag in Get Out.
Yes. Yeah, wispy mustache guy.
Yeah.
Wispy mustache white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Wispy mustache, starring wispy mustache white guy, wispy mustache white guy, and wispy mustache white guy.
Yep.
Just round them all up.
Yeah, get some Culkins
Hey.
in here.
Yep. Yeah, fucking get some Culkins for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
yeah. Culkin as bowl liquor and spoon liquor.
Oh, yeah, they would
How
be a
are there
team.
two different implement liquors?
Yeah.
Well, there's also like Crust Eater.
Oh yeah, there's crust eater. Yeah.
Oh.
The gross crust eater.
I guess if
They're
you,
all
have
gross.
if you have this cast, it's just John Goodman as Santa Claus for sure.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
For
okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Yep.
and Tim Allen as Santa Claus.
No.
And Tim Allen as the Santa Claus. This is a cinematic universe, Chris.
Yeah.
Anyone's fair game.
Yeah. Gross. This is fucking.
God, actually,
Well, so this poster
no,
is
if you
just
get
a terrible thing
every
now.
possible.
That's just what those kinds of movies are like now.
No, I
though.
know. All these floating
I think
heads.
if you did go full out meta cinematic universe and do like the sort of Alan Moore League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, where it is just this is the Icelandic characters, then you also have Krampus, then you also have classic 30s Santa Claus, then you also have Bad Santa and the Santa Claus, like just all possible iterations of sort of Christmas spirits, benevolent or trickster, who have
Yeah.
been created, and
Yeah.
just put them all on equal lore footing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
God, I'm starting to feel like this is actually kind of a good idea.
that's.
For real.
The Christmas universe, the Christmas
Well,
cinematic universe.
It's the
I mean, I don't know.
Yule-niverse or
Well,
nothing, Nick.
Oh,
I said that earlier and you just didn't hear it, but it's okay.
Oh.
It's fine.
Is it the Yuleverse or the Yuleverse?
The Yuleverse.
Yuleverse?
I think so.
Ugh.
It rolls.
They're both bad.
They're both
Yeah.
bad.
They're both terrible.
Yeah.
Why do you think this is a good idea?
I don't know, but there's something about the Yule lads that see it's so fucking.
They're gonna be the breakout characters of this for sure.
Who
Yeah.
directs this movie?
Well, okay, the version I think is maybe possibly make reelable is not the version that has Tim Allen as the Santa Claus, but I think
But that's like a grizzled Santa Claus because he's old
that's
now.
true.
Yeah.
Is Tim Allen going to get to the point where he starts like somehow inheriting gravitas that he never earned in his youth? You
Oh,
know
sure.
that just
He's going
happens
to
like,
get to the Michael
old-
Keaton phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure
Where you-
he's trying now.
Yeah.
That me agreeing with you on that makes it sound like I'm suggesting Michael Keaton doesn't deserve his gravitas, and I don't
No.
mean to suggest that. But I just
But-
mean that like as actors and actresses age,
Yeah.
they sort of just like even if they didn't build up that kind of serious dramatic clout when they were younger.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just kind of for free if they've
Yes.
been around long
I think
enough.
Tim
get-
Allen is going to show up as the Santa Claus, but he's going to somehow rescue his daughter from someone out in the woods. Like, he's going to come back, but it's going to be like the Santa Claus taken situation. That's like my prediction is that Tim Allen, if he tries for one, he's going to try for a Liam Neeson, and it's going to be real awkward.
That's probably
But
true.
maybe he should get that out with like a 7-figure paycheck as the Santa Claus. But as
God,
part
I
of
can't
this,
believe that hasn't already happened. It's shocking to me that there's not a new The Santa Claus. I don't know. I mean,
well, I mean, we're making it happen right now.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Are you listening, Hollywood? Man, I really like the Yule Lads movie idea, though.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, good. That seems fine. I guess.
This is our Christmas
Should we-
not even in July episode. This is
Yeah.
just it's hot in here.
I think it's Hoistmas for sure. Okay. Well.
Oh, Lord Hoistmas features prominently.
Oh yeah. We didn't even mention Lord Hoistmas.
That's just us sort of just
He's like probably like phase 2 or 3 of the cinematic universe.
Lord
or
Hoistmas, yeah, that's true.
universe.
In this movie, Lord Hoistmas is like alluded to
Yeah.
menacingly, and
Yeah.
there's sort of
The
maybe
fans
a glimpse.
know.
no.
The
Lord,
fans
Lord
caught
Hoistmas
it.
just shows up on a computer as a name, and but it's his alter ego. They're
Yeah.
like, oh man, they've confirmed that Lord Hoistmas exists in the universe.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch plays him way later.
Oh,
Right.
like
God.
way later.
Yeah.
All right, Geo writes, at lunch today, my Snapple cap informed me golf was the first Earth sport to be played on the moon, and research confirms on February 6th, 1971,
I knew this.
astronaut Alan Shepard teed up and shanked a couple balls from the lunar surface with a modified 6-iron. Fellow astronaut Edgar Mitchell followed up by hurtling a javelin through the air to see how it would behave in low gravity, so I guess he counts as the second semi-professional moon athlete. I'm amused by the thought of two bulky, sluggish spacemen flailing around the craters and moon dust, but I'm sure it won't be too many decades before we're watching Mars-only professional sport on our Holo VR optic implants or tuning into the Space Olympics on NBC. I'd love to hear where you stand on space colonization and the extent of it we'll see in our lifetimes. As an entry-level space enthusiast, I feel we live in an exciting time. Humanity's first visits to the moon are still in the recent past, and we're on the cusp of our first visit to another planet and early off-world colonization.
We
Ev-
are?
yeah, news to me. Even if we don't live to see humans become a thriving multi-planet species in the vein of our favorite science fiction works, we'll get to see the earnest first steps in the 21st century. If you had the opportunity to take a one-way trip to Mars, would you do it? Let's say you can bring your spouse. Let's assume optimal conditions all around. The trip will be comfortable. There's lodging. There are other people there. You have access to good internet. You just have to say goodbye to planet Earth. You'll have to deal with Mars nonsense, like wearing a spacesuit to go outside, and you probably have to do some early settler work, but you get to be among the first generation of Earth to Mars pilgrims. Do you go? I'm curious to hear what you think. Stay hoisterous. Geo from
I
Connecticut.
like that you have good internet somehow.
Yeah, like just a promise there.
60 down, 10 up. Like what?
Parentheses to Mars only.
Yeah, right. Yeah. To that
It's just-
computer
it's
over
our
there.
LAN.
Yeah. Yeah, you can play Quake.
Yeah. The
Only Doom.
guy 2
Yeah.
compounds over is reenacting Salad Fingers
Right.
on your Mars.
We have our own YouTube
network.
here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
It's way better because it's just the Mars
it's just
people.
the Mars ones.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Okay, well,
You were very excited there, Jake.
I was. So this email, I realized as it was being read
Yeah.
that it sounds sort of benevolent and very like, would you be one of the first colonists on Mars? But it was framed inside of the framing of televised for your entertainment content, like people golfing and throwing
That's true.
javelins.
Yeah.
This is clearly a shadow request to just get you into like the Running Man or Battle Royale or
Oh,
something,
man, you're
where it's
right.
like, would you be one of the first
yeah.
humans to go to
Yeah.
Mars? You and your spouse can go for free. You
Yeah.
don't even have to do anything bad. I mean, you might have to wear a spacesuit sometimes, but there's internet, and you and 30 other people will be put into this space that we've built on Mars for you.
Big
And who-
Brother.
and
and
who
Mars
knows what'll
edition.
happen? It's totally subsidized somehow.
Yeah.
Don't. Yeah, it's going to take people at least until like week 2 to find out that the key they were given unlocks the gun locker. Like,
Jesus.
I mean,
Yeah.
who knows what'll happen in this strange blood sport that will captivate everyone on Earth and is beamed back over the good
I
internet.
thought you were about to go in the like sexy fun times on Mars direction, but that is definitely not.
That's
This key can be placed into this bowl
Sexy
with everyone else's keys, or used to open this gun locker. Choice is yours.
I feel like sexy fun
Either way,
times
bowl
are
licker's
promised
gonna lick
to the
that
populace
bowl.
and are. We're putting 30 humans and the Yule lads into a base on Mars. There's some dirty bowls and some keys and maybe something else, maybe some surprises. I feel like the sexy times are what sort of lure you as an audience into this Martian nightmare that's being televised. But the bloodbath is what makes it infamous and what makes people demand season 2 and 3 and 4, and ironically might be the thing that sort of breaks the mold of affordable long-distance space travel.
Oh, so it's subsidizing the travel
Yeah, it's
itself.
subsidizing research
Yeah.
through. Like, we're privatizing space.
It's like the Truman Show, but on Mars, and it's just paying for the
yeah, but like
existence
if
of
the
itself.
Truman Show
Yeah.
was secretly actually bankrolling the creation of like
Right.
biosphere space colony projects.
Okay.
So, like, if you're the actual scientist, you're like one compound over, and you're just always hearing like sexy giggles.
Oh,
and
no,
also
you're just-
screams
yeah.
and
Yeah.
gunfire
Yeah.
in the background.
And then you have a little thing that plays little cash register sounds whenever those things happen, and you're like, oh, I got another 6 months
Why would-
research.
Why would anyone sign up to be in season 2 of this?
Maybe
thing?
you're the one who's getting out. Think
But
about
why would you go there?
the
Well, it's a
prize
really
has gotta
popular
be
show,
real.
I mean, I
Chris.
guess
I mean, you
what
want to be
would-
on your
Because
favorite show.
you're a civilian in a society that is actively trying to escape and go to Mars and get off
That's
Earth
true.
at any cost.
Let's assume
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Let's assume that in the universe where this happens and we have this technology, Earth maintains the trajectory Earth currently has.
So
Okay.
why does
Okay.
any dystopian sports game story exist? Because the chance that you might survive is guaranteed to be better than what you have, and death might be better than what you have.
Yes.
But so if you survive, do you just get moved to a safe area of
Oh my!
Mars?
If you
or
survive,
what
you do not
happens?
have to just go back onto the TV the next season, or do you?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying, though. I'm like,
Yeah, are you the
do you
the
win like a
king
golden
next to-
ticket and you just like to now like go live a peaceful like
That's how they-
retirement?
that's
do
how
they
they-
bring you back for like like All Stars Week or whatever?
That's
like
full Hunger Games in that case.
That's how
Okay.
they.
You just get to be president of the United States.
president of Mars.
Yeah, the winner.
This is how they choose their government.
The winners of each season. That's how they select the scientists who will continue like,
Right.
ongoing
What a
research.
great
on the
way to
planet.
select science.
That's a bleak reality.
Yeah, I know.
We're sending Earth's 30 greatest scientists to battle
Oh,
royale.
no. Oh, no, I
to
was just
kill each other and
assuming-
fuck for you, and then the one who's
man.
left gets to invent the spaceship that'll save us.
Oh no! I was thinking they wouldn't be scientists, but they've got to just like rise. Like
No, that's what I was thinking. They train you to be a
grow into
scientist.
And then it's like you could live with the scientists.
Lame
I'll stay here.
nerds.
Where's the gun locker?
I'll be on season 2. Better than that garbage. Ugh. You get to live on Mars. Oh, fuck that.
I'm going back in the weird house with the guy who licks balls.
Yeah. You get to choose which Yule lad you'll play in the next season.
Oh, everyone rooms
Oh.
with a Yule lad. Everyone gets
Yeah.
there and they
Oh,
have
so
to
there's
choose.
the little
like-
confessional scenes as well, where you're like, I mean, really wish that I was with Door Sniffer, but instead, and then it just sort of like the
Yeah.
office cam goes over to like someone just chomping gross
Yeah.
food out of a bowl.
I picked that weird like.
I'm a
guy
really
who eats-
clean person
who eats
usually.
The crumbs because I figured he would help keep all my pans clean, but it's way weirder.
Oh, he
than I
doesn't
thought
wash
than
them
I thought it was
afterwards.
gonna- yeah, they
he
just,
doesn't tell me which ones are and aren't washed. It's really tough.
Oh. Although that said,
mean-
we've already established that your spouse goes up there with you.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
you and your spouse.
Your spouse
That's a whole
and,
other-
well,
and
you-
a
it's
Yule
forced.
lad.
And a Yule lad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. Well, it's got bleak. I guess it started bleak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the inevitable thing that would happen if we tried to colonize Mars. Like something else was in that
That's
spaceship.
true. I mean, this is very
It
much
was the
as
Yule
we've-
lads.
as we've learned from the genie. From our genie considerations.
I mean,
you can bulletproof the perfect game on Mars, but you know that inevitably,
I mean, this
12
is the
Yule
fifth,
lads are going to
this
show
is
up.
the 5th entry in this series when it goes direct to video, and it's about the moon colony. But then the Yule lads show up.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
But they're played by
like-
different. It's all
it's
French
like,
Stewart now, though,
right.
for sure.
It's like Jason X or whatever the one. where
Yeah,
he was
it's
in
like
space.
Leprechaun in
Yeah.
space,
Yeah,
Jason
right.
X.
Yeah. The Yule lads are in space, fucking with the human colonists
Of a reality show / science expedition.
Yeah.
Oh, that's direct to video for sure.
Yeah.
And our future.
And live television.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that answers Gia's questions. I wouldn't go. I mean,
Given what you know now, you wouldn't.
given
do
the
it.
inevitable realities,
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't.
No.
I mean, maybe if I knew I was just going to get
If I was going to be the star,
paired up
maybe.
with spoon liquor, maybe that's okay.
I thought you were gonna just throw all morals out and be like, if I could be like the scientist doing like
Yeah.
good Mars research and just have a sort of nice moral wall that I could put up to separate myself from the noise that's coming through the actual wall.
Well, the window guy just keeps looking through his window all the time, which is
That's
just
true. If
the
you're the-
perpetual ominous reminder that your time will come.
Yeah. You're the scientist, and that window guy. He's just there's two panes separating. They did it for soundproofing to separate the scientist from the set,
and
so
to
you-
also trap.
but then traps the window licker he's mostly concerned with what's going on in the TV show, but you increasingly see as the scientist that he's licking the window on your side.
Oh, gross. Wait, he's in between the double pane?
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
He loves it.
Yeah. How does he get in there?
He was placed there. He was sealed in.
Oh, that's where he lives.
He was the first
Oh,
person
ugh,
put there.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's fine. I mean, maybe he can get out.
Nick, did you have an actual answer to this question? I forget. I thought.
No, I forget too.
Okay, that's fine. Should we take a break?
Sure.
All right. This episode of Important If True is brought to you by Quip. Electric toothbrushes sent to your home with brush head refills every 3 months. If you go to tryquip.com/thumbs, you can get $10 off your first brush head refill. And those brush head refills start at only $5. So you're gonna be all set up with that. And there's
You'll be laden.
You'll be laden with brush heads and possibly also toothpaste, which is a thing that you can get included in your plan. And I am well into my second refill of this so far, and it's really nice to never have to worry about ever going out buying toothpaste. The brush head refills, they send you a new battery for the electric toothbrush, so everything is completely taken care of.
Chris, I actually recently had a dream about you, and the only thing I remember about the dream is that you were screaming at me, telling me that I was brushing my teeth wrong.
You probably are. I was
So-
until I read their book about.
You were just all up
How
in
to-
my face.
Yeah.
That you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Probably said use Quip after that, but
Well-
I don't remember.
I think you probably said try Quip.
Try.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
.com/thumbs.
Yes.
It's probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have learned a bunch about brushing my teeth from the little booklet of tips they
The
send
Book of
you.
Quip.
Yeah, the book of Quip. They send you. It's handy. I mean, it's simple. It's short. It's not like it's a tome.
Yeah.
But it's good.
A
Yeah.
Quip
Nice.
tome.
And if you go to tryquip.com/thumbs, you too can get $10 off your first brush head refill. Thanks, Quip.
Thanks.
Good dream. Good dream.
Yeah.
Were you
I mean,
dream
it
talking?
wasn't. It was like a nightmare, but
It was a nightmare.
it's
You're brushing your
doing
teeth.
it wrong. No, I
wrong.
woke. I was like, oh. Probably went and brushed my teeth. I don't know. Wow, it's hot in here.
Yep.
Are we back?
Sure.
Hey.
Hey. Okay. Bethany writes. What?
Nothing. No, it's good.
Long time, first time. Looking forward to my fourth Patreon postcard listener here.
Nice.
Those should be there by now. Last week you were talking about people who talk in their sleep, and I have a story and confession. I'm only writing this because I'm very confident that no one who went to college with me listens to this podcast. Also, it's been 10 years since I talked to any of them. Once during my freshman year, I was lying in bed trying to fall asleep. Recounting the events of the day in my head, I recalled something funny that had happened, and I started laughing to myself. My roommate at the time had no idea why I randomly started laughing and said something like, "What is going on right now?" I panicked. I had no good excuse. So I just mumbled something and pretended I was asleep.
Oh, no.
In the morning, my roommate was like, "Did you know that you talk in your sleep?" More panic. I played dumb, said I had no idea, asked her what kinds of things I said. Everything snowballed from there into a deep spiral I didn't know how to escape from. Anytime I wanted to ignore people, or if I was just bored, I would pretend to be asleep and sleep talk to whoever was around. I only ever broke once right at the beginning of this charade and started to laugh. To cover, I pretended to wake up because someone was tickling me in a dream.
Oh, no.
Somehow they bought this. I would hold full conversations with people while asleep. They loved it. This went on for 4 years. After a while, telling 10 to 15 people it was all a lie was not an option because I didn't want them to hate me. I can't believe I got away without being hoisted. The situation was ripe with hoisting potential. Best Bethany.
That's crazy.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I love it. I love this so much. I love the quick thinking. I love the weird detail that just whatever I didn't want to talk to people. Like not
Yeah.
only do these people believe Bethany to be a sleep talker, they believe her to be have narcolepsy.
Yeah.
Presumably, right?
Just leaned into it as much as possible.
Oh
which
yeah.
is just fantastic.
Oh, leaned into it.
I was tickled in a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I was tickled in a dream and woke up is genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I think I have I feel like though that there's a way out of this that was not considered, and I think I've got an airtight.
Well, so yeah.
Solution.
So I mean, this raises some questions, right? There's
Yeah.
if you managed to convince your friends that you had this power, to what end would you use it? And then also,
Yeah.
as you're saying, Nick, given that you
How do you
embroiled
extricate yourself
in this
from
situation,
this?
Yeah.
So here's what I would do.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know about the first one, but I know I think I got the answer for the second one.
Okay.
I think what I would do is go up to my friends, a friend. I would corner one friend.
Mm-hmm.
Your best
And-
friend.
Yeah. And I would say, I talk in my sleep. And they would go, well, I don't talk in my sleep. I don't.
Why would you go up to a friend and say, "I don't talk in my sleep"?
I'm just pretending when I say I talk in my sleep, and then see how they react. And if they're just like, "Oh, that's funny, that's fine," I don't really care. Then you say, then you walk away.
I see.
If they say, "You fucker, you were lying this whole time," then you go back to bed, wake up, and say, "What just happened? Did I sleepwalk again or sleep talk again?" Like I don't know.
That's brilliant.
It's like you just Costanza
you don't
basically.
even need to walk up to
Yeah.
them. Since this is
Yeah, that's
already
true. You don't
the
walk up
premise
to
is already
them. You-
wait for the appropriate time when
Yes.
you could be bored,
Okay,
and then
yes,
just go.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I talk in my sleep, and I've been lying to my friends for years. I don't talk in my sleep. I'm awake right
Yeah.
now. I'm
Yeah.
awake.
You
And
asshole! And then what was I talking
and
about?
then
Well, you said you were lying this whole time.
And
Oh,
then
that's
then you-
weird.
then you-
That's not
Wow,
funny.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, interesting.
What
a weird thing for me to say.
I was tickled. I was tickled in my dream by
They
an
made me
idiot.
say
by
that
a
I was lying
fucking
this whole
idiot
time.
who was accusing me of lying.
Yeah.
You were.
It was torturing me. I had to say it, but it's not true.
If they believe that, then you have to realize.
Oh, then you're fucked forever.
No, then the first question of what do you do with it comes into the fold for
Well,
sure.
yes, of
which
course.
is you realize, okay,
I can
I
get away with
only have a
anything.
power to make my friends believe anything as long as it's couched in me sleeping.
Yeah.
That's true. Your power is having
yeah.
extraordinarily gullible friends, actually.
Yes.
Well, that's true. But if you, I think what you'd have to do is start casting a wider and wider net. Like, just start. First you got to do the scientific method, right? And just say, just lie, brazenly lie to someone.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, fuck you. You know, whatever you say. Just,
Right.
You'd say something patently untrue.
This is in your purported sleep.
No,
still.
just awake. You have to do
Oh,
the test.
oh,
you have to do the
oh,
test because I believe that what's going on here could be a very specific ability. So you just
So
say.
you're basically starting to set up a control group. Is kind of
Yes,
what
but
you're doing?
then
Okay.
you try the same information, but when you're sort of pretending to be asleep and
Oh,
sort
and
of
you
sleep
see if
talking.
they
Yeah,
bite.
yeah.
Then
And then if they're like, oh wow, interesting, then, oh shit, then as long as you're asleep or as long as you're pretending to be asleep and mumble to yourself,
Yeah.
there's some sort of power of suggestion, like maybe it's like a hypnosis thing, but you could definitely rule the entire earth by being a famous.
or at least your college dorm.
Well, you got to, yeah, but how wide can the net be cast?
Yeah, I don't know.
Take a
I
lot of
mean,
work.
Are you suggesting you
President
would,
sleep talker.
Are you suggesting you'd be like wheeled onto talk shows and stuff?
Yeah,
Like,
but yeah, and then people are like, "Wow, this is really interesting," and then you're like, "Oh, what you said was not actually funny. You should be ashamed." But I was tickled.
would you have
I
to?
mean,
would
at a
you-
certain point, they would actually hook you up to the machine and prove that you're not sleeping, right?
If not, if you're like, no,
Brilliant. The first person whose brainwaves, when they're asleep, look like
Right.
they're awake.
Yeah, I am asleep.
Amazing.
I am asleep. Actually, I was asleep when you guys said that to me. I'm asleep now.
What? Excuse me?
Sorry, why am I hooked up to this machine?
I mean,
yeah, you're right. I don't quite know how to what end
Yeah.
this really plays out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what would you actually even be able to achieve?
I think you would have to be a small child who's the son. Like you'd have to be a little white boy who has a really rich family.
A little white boy? Who
Okay, sorry.
what
The
hell?
only The only people for whom this premise actually bears fruit is if you are a sort of precocious white child who has an upper middle class to rich family, and you're in a '90s direct-to-video movie with a Sinbad featured
like a
trailer at
blank
the beginning of it.
check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First kid, basically, or Shazam or Kazam or whichever one of
Whichever
those.
one's the real one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you had enough of the other ingredients in your life that you were like, maybe I could pull off a first kid. I
Right.
think maybe, but like if you're anyone
You know
else,
the gross
no.
thing that I fucking guarantee the gross thing that would happen in the '90s Disney Channel.
Oh, a
version of
woman
this?
would kiss you.
Yes,
An adult
Yes.
woman would
An adult
kiss you.
woman would
Yeah.
be convinced to kiss
While
this
you're
child
asleep talking to
while
them.
He's asleep.
Yes.
Yes, that is 100.
Oh, and then they'd have a little wry smile, and it would be
Yeah.
a disaster.
Yeah.
Yes, the little kid would have a little corner of his mouth would smile a little bit. That is what would happen because that's always what happens.
I think
in
this
those
movie-
So
fucking
what
Jesus.
happened with Beverly's mom? We slept together.
But they'd think that what it meant was just that you were sleeping and she kissed you, and it would be cute, but it would actually just be garbage. So those specifics aside,
Yeah.
I don't think you can do anything with it because no one would buy your bullshit.
But here's
Well-
the thing, Bethany did. She
Yeah.
actually used this to its most incredible purpose already, which is to just not have to deal with people
No, that's
anytime
true.
she didn't feel like it.
I think
that's actually incredible.
As a defensive power, I think anyone can wield it. Maybe not. Maybe Bethany alone can wield this as a defensive power, but to actually gain ground, I think
Yeah.
that
Well,
you're hosed.
Yeah, I mean, I think basically you would just be able to kind of say things that you want to say, and then blame it on the sleeping.
Yeah,
and then
that's- there you
and just
go.
you would just be all for your own like private like selfish
Yeah.
pleasure, like just like I fucking hate you.
I was having a dream. I was
I
having
dreamt
a
of
dream
Hitler.
about her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I had a like several weeks ago or a couple months ago or whatever.
Is there a
when I
cough
was
syrup
talking
situation?
When I was talking about
Oh, yeah.
when I was like taking cough
You
syrup.
have
and
you
then
have an
making
into
Goldberg
this
dreams.
power now. You're like, I was just having cough syrup.
Dexter
It's just my
Morgan,
cough
I
syrup
can't-
addiction, you
yeah.
motherfucker.
It was so kind of like enjoyable that I feel
Yeah.
like a version of it where you had if you could somehow get yourself into a state where like you were doing what Bethany does here, where she's in control
Right.
of her faculties, but sort of like somehow get yourself to be in that like half waking state, but then also just like passively dumping on the
Yeah.
people around you.
Yeah.
That's just the
yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not quite the dream.
It's like you're
It's
an
like a half
abusive
dream.
alcoholic or something, but you have like a medical excuse for it. You know what I
And you're
mean?
also
Like-
faking most of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but nobody knows that, so it's fine.
Right.
They just think that you're an alcoholic who
Yeah.
says bad
Right.
things about
Yeah.
them.
Right, but
Yeah.
unlike an alcoholic, I mean, this one's kind of adorable, right?
True, yes,
it's like
right.
that's what makes it work. Is
Yeah.
that you're entertaining yourself?
Yeah.
But the people who are around you think that you're entertaining them.
And then
Right.
we know
Not
that
on-
this
not on purpose.
And then this
Yes.
story does have one of two endings. It has the good happy ending, which is you give the confession to them and they're like, "Oh, I mean, we all knew and we just thought you were going through some hard stuff."
Mm-hmm.
Or the version where they don't believe you and
Right.
then you're Twilight
Well,
zoned.
I mean, I feel
Well,
like
no, but Nick's one is foolproof though, because the one where
No, you're trapped in the nightmare.
that's okay. She did. That's fine. She left college. She doesn't even
No
know these
way.
people
What if
anymore.
they're like
No,
because
so
if you
here's-
find true love in this situation, you're
all right,
owned.
I've got
that's true,
I've got
that's
option
true.
3, which is
That's
the
true.
full Curb Your Enthusiasm ending, which is that somebody else says they have the same thing, and then you come face to face
But they
with each
actually
other.
have it.
Right, well, or you're not sure, and so you want to call him on the bullshit, but you can't because it would expose you. You're staring him
You would
down
then
while
have to,
sleepwalking,
like-
and trying to like.
What would probably happen, certainly, is that you entirely unintentionally
Yeah.
and without like trying to contrive this situation, end up sleeping next to them in some situation while they are like muttering hateful things about you,
Right,
and then you
right.
don't know
Yeah.
if you can call them on it and
Right.
out yourself.
Bum bum bum, and
It's
that's the
just
end. Yeah.
yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, you're just awake with your eye looking over your shoulder
Yes.
at the person saying something, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't know if it's an actual condition or if they're just
Right.
if you're just being totally destroyed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Well, I think we figured that out.
yeah, I mean, I guess the answer is what would you do is be awful.
Be
Seems
shittier.
to be our
I mean, that's the fertile ground there. You're
There's
already
no-
just doing the nice version.
Yeah,
so just
yeah.
do the shitty version.
Do the shitty version, then get yourself caught in an existential trap.
Yeah.
The end. Like,
God, I still can't get over the instant cover of pretending to wake up because you were being tickled in a dream.
Yeah, no, it's very good.
It's genius.
It is, but you got to carry that for so long.
That's okay.
Oh, it's not.
No, but I mean, once you've already committed to it, any one additional lie is like marginal, right?
I think that stuff stacks.
Yeah.
I think that eventually you got a lot.
I mean, sure, if it's like with your partner, then that's challenging.
Well, I mean, the solution to this is it's your college friend, so you don't actually like that much, and you just dump them for a new life. It's
Did say
fine.
4 years. 4 years, so, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
But there's
she
an
may-
out, right? You can
That's
just
what I mean. 4 years of
airlock
college,
that
and
away,
then you're
and it's
done.
gone.
That's
then
true,
you write
that's
into a
true.
podcast about it
Yeah.
to finally let the last little bit of guilt out,
Yeah.
and then hear us talk about how it's terrible.
Yeah.
Right. It was not terrible, though. I think she did a
I was sorry. What? I was asleep,
I think
Chris.
she did a great job. Okay, anyway.
What did I say? Whoa! Oh God, we're doing a podcast. Hey guys.
God, that would explain so much. We have a
And
I'm
this-
Jake Rockin.
we have a good follow up. We mentioned the genie thing earlier this episode. I made reference to the genie we discussed last week, the food genie, didn't we?
I don't know.
Sorry, what? Excuse me. I was asleep. Just
Our
now.
podcast has covered a lot of genie content. It turns
Well, the
out.
genie
Okay.
thing was in a previous episode. Somebody wrote in asking, if you had access to a genie, what would the perfect single wish be to basically
be
solve the
helpful for
most
humans
problems in the world
and
as
giving-
possible? Yeah.
wishing 10 pounds of food to appear that you could eat or would disappear was
Right,
the
was the-
basic gist.
That was
Yeah.
the pitch.
We got some responses to why, even as presented, the intended ironclad version of that genie wish is actually still fatally flawed. And
their version is better than our version about how there would be poo everywhere.
yeah,
That was- of course, that's
well,
what-
I don't think ours is untrue, but there are some additional, more existential problems that we didn't even think to address. And a reader named Mike wrote in with my favorite response to this because it is so exhaustive. Mike writes, I'm here to burst your bubble, unfortunately, and tell you that no matter how you ask for this power, it will probably end with the destruction of Earth and the annihilation of every living creature on it. The ways in which you have doomed us all are enumerated below. Number 1. Each time a piece of food is instantiated into this world, there is going to be the possibility that some of its atoms will try to occupy the exact same space that the air molecules in the room are already located. This is basically what the Large Hadron Collider tries to achieve, but they need to accelerate particles near to the speed of light so they can't get out of the way in time.
So we're creating scientific progress.
By materializing a coconut into your room, the air simply has no time to get out of the way. If the air molecules and coconut molecules smash into each other, the effects would be similar to trying to have lunch inside the Large Hadron Collider with all of the interesting particles and radiation that implies. Worst case scenario, small nuclear explosions every time someone tries to eat. Number 2. Assuming you survive your nuclear lunch, there's a different problem that occurs in the reverse situation. Uneaten food disappearing from existence. When the coconut disappears, you suddenly create a vacuum in the room that the other air will rush to fill. In fact, the air will move so fast that it will create shock waves. This is known as bubble cavitation, and incidentally, many scientists used to believe it would be useful for generating cold fusion. Large bubbles cavitating could cause shock waves strong enough to break windows, damage hearing, or worse. I'll get to the worse in a moment. Number 3. Let's say problems 1 and 2 are solved, and we are all happily eating our magic coconuts. We have a longer-term problem, which is the ever-increasing mass of Earth caused by the food we eat. Since we all now have as much food to eat as we want, we can assume everyone on Earth adopts a diet similar to Americans, roughly 1 U.S. imperial ton of food per person per year. That means, since any magic coconuts we eat stick around in the form of nutrients we absorb and poop we expel, Earth's mass would increase by about 7.3 billion tons every year. That's roughly 50% of Earth's current mass, so the Earth would double in size every 2 years.
Jesus.
While it wouldn't significantly alter Earth's orbit, doubling the mass of the planet would increase the gravitational force on the surface by about 25%, give or take.
There's also no way that happens uniformly. Let's
Yeah.
just point that out. We're not going to just grow the sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This could spell disaster for the entire world, as plants and animals may not be able to adapt in time. I think it would also cause a rapid downward spiral, as humans would require more energy to overcome the extra gravity, forcing us to eat more to keep our strength up. More eating equals more pooping equals more mass gain. Eventually, in hundreds of millions of years, we would overtake the sun and collapse into our own black hole. And finally, I bring up the bubble cavitation problem again to say that should you try to circumvent us drowning in our own poo by having it magically disappear from our bodies, we would be faced with the more critical problem of ruptured large intestines as the sudden poo disappearance started causing shockwaves in our butts. Thank you for your consideration on this extremely important scientific matter, Mike.
I feel like there's a couple of sort of just addendums you could affix, like,
Yeah.
sort of some riders about like how
You
food
can close the loop, but
shrinks and
still.
grows. But I feel like
If it like slowly instantiated.
if it's sort of like first something has to move out of the way, that it has to sort of grow
Yeah.
in a disgusting looking organic way that no one would want to look at.
making the dumbest world. Yeah.
But I don't know what to do about. I feel like by and large, even if you argued your way out of all of these specifics, I feel like this email
The mass
proves.
problem is
Well, you could-
is tough.
Even if you tried to put another writer on there
Yeah.
to hide that, I think that just this email, a new version of it would keep coming
Yeah. I
until
was
we were
gonna say, you
effectively
could do,
unmaking
like-
reality.
Could you like convert mass by like you have to change a rock into like you need to like feed the genie equal mass that exists on Earth already? Your own poo maybe.
Feed the genie
Feed-
is
just
also
feeding the genie.
Feed the genie is a like slogan
It's a
for
Yeah.
some stupid thing.
It's also possibly a
just a
salacious
euphemism
euphemism
yeah.
from the 90s.
Yeah.
Just feeding the
Feed
genie.
the genie. Yeah, I was actually thinking about the. I just idly the other day. I was thinking about the
From the 90s, no matter what, though.
Yeah, I was thinking about the food instantiation thing and the problems that we were sort of talking about, including like instantaneous weapon creation and so on. And I was thinking, like, man, we obviously in our present society are not equipped to. We would not be equipped to deal with a world in which you could walk into a secure location, summon a 10-pound frozen leg of lamb, and beat someone with it, leaving no evidence. But what if humans evolved from their earliest phases with this ability? What the hell?
Oh, we would definitely look like man who evolved to survive car accident.
Yeah, yeah. But like, how would you create? How would you like? What would the equivalent of like an X-ray checkpoint be in a world in which you can create?
We would have
things?
never made it that far.
We would
just be stupid
we'd just
animals.
be blobs who can make
eating
food appear.
all
Why
the
would we have
time.
an
We
X-ray
would never do
checkpoint?
anything.
Oh, that's that's true. I guess there wouldn't
No,
be any
the whole
like
global
incentive
economy is
to
like-
strive for
Yeah,
things.
we would be
maybe.
living in mountains of our own waste, but well before like.
But see,
Yeah.
is that true? Is that really true?
Yeah, we'd be happy.
No, but I don't think so. Because there's other things humans need. Like, imagine a version of humans who don't like automatically respirate. Like, imagine a version of humans who need to manually collect oxygen in order to breathe. Like, then imagine those humans looking at us and being like, they just breathe air for free. What lazy slobs, right? Like, we're only saying this thing about food being a motivating force because we're accustomed to having to search for it. But in a world in which we never needed
I
to,
think that we would just have evolved far more slowly.
yeah, maybe.
I mean, imagine a species evolving on Earth that had to fight less hard to survive, is what you're saying, which is like, well, it would eventually we'd probably get somewhere, but I think it would take a fucking long time. Like, what if we also had the ability to make a house appear?
Well, no, so here's the thing. Like, humanity went like thousands of years where most people basically just lived a subsistence lifestyle in which most of their effort and energy was expended on finding food. And the less that is the case, the more people actually, like, society actually progresses faster when that is not the one single governing reality of most people's lives, right? Like, in the 20th century in the developed world, like, things progressed much more quickly than in like the times in human society when the only thing you could do with your entire life was just make enough food simply to not die. So I don't know if I agree with your.
So you think that before any tenets of civilization showed up, they would have happened faster if everyone was comfortable?
I don't know that, but I don't think it would have ended our society before it ever got started.
Okay.
No.
I mean, when you put it the way that you put it, which was very good and made me feel bad about myself, I agree with you a lot more.
Sorry, I was asleep just now. What have you guys been?
You said what you're saying was genius.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Should we do some endorsements?
Sure.
Yes.
Cool. Jake, what is your endorsement?
All right. I'm going to endorse a very specific thing that is generally useless this day and age, but is kind of a fun novelty.
Okay.
Some people may find use for it. I recommend a thing called the OB200 one-port VoIP phone adapter.
What? OB like OBIE? Is that how you spell that?
OBI 200.
OBI 200. Okay, we'll link to all these things
Yeah.
in the show
This
notes.
is so if you most people don't have a landline anymore that I know at least.
I don't.
But if you, for any reason, want a landline, even for novelty purposes, there's a little, the OB200 is a small box that you can buy on Amazon, like it's the size of a deck of cards, that has a network jack coming out of one side and a phone jack coming out of the other side. It includes a free service you can sign up for on its website, and you can link any Google Voice account to it, and then it turns any regular telephone that you have into just a thing that rings when you get a call on Google Hangouts.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like we use.
But if someone just calls that phone number from a regular phone,
it works.
It'll work.
Like you can pick it up and your phone gets a dial tone like a classic landline, but also and you're assigned a phone number through Google Voice. But also you can link it to your Google Hangouts through Google Voice. You can link it to a phone number. It has. I'm sure the places that I've used a thing like this are for like a gate buzzer on an apartment building. But also, I imagine if you're the sort of person who just likes having retro garbage around that actually works, but don't want a landline, you can set that up. You could also set it up so I'm sure if you jumped through all the right hoops, that when people call your cell phone, you could probably get it to also ring and pick up calls there. Like it's just a device that it's philosophically almost like the opposite of a modem, where it takes the insane internet infrastructure and then lets you plug a voice line into it. And it's just a stupid, affordable.
It's just a way to have a funny old phone in your house.
Yeah,
if you want
it's
one.
exactly what it's for.
Okay. I am going to endorse also an extremely specific thing that hopefully is interesting to somebody.
Sleep talking,
which is the Field Notes Reporter's Notebook.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah, so Field Notes is a brand that makes sort of small, like hand-sized paper notebooks for just taking notes in, and they're really popular. People love them. I've never really gotten into the standard Field Notes. I find them kind of too like
the little sort of ones for your back pocket, basically.
Yeah, I find them to just be a little too small and kind of just like flimsy to be. They just never quite clicked with me, even though people like them a lot. I can understand why people like them because they're just nice and well designed. But they released a variant actually in collaboration with John Dickerson, who he's the host of CBS's Face the Nation. He's a longtime political reporter, and I heard about these because he is one of the hosts of the Slate Political Gabfest podcast, and he mentioned this collaboration with Field Notes, which is a reporter's style notebook. They're much longer. They're like, in fact, twice the height or so of a standard Field Note. So it's a long, thin notebook, and they flip from the top.
It's spiral bound at the top, and then has a sort of heavy paperboard cover, so you can close it.
Yeah, and they're
so good.
I love them. They fit. You can hold it in one hand. Hold in your left hand right with your right hand, or vice versa, depending on your handedness. And it's just a really good size and shape and feel. They feel more durable because they have that cover and the metal spiral bind. They've got enough room per page that you can actually fit a bunch of stuff on it. It's just a great little design.
Yeah, I use those all the time at work.
Yeah, and I got mine on Amazon. I know you can get them on the Field Notes site as well. But
yeah, they did them as a limited edition like a year ago, and they were popular enough that they just mass produced them now.
Yeah. So we'll link those. Again, all of the links to all this stuff we discuss can be found on our show notes, which are on our website, importantofear.com, and also any like podcast reader you have. Each episode will have those. They're not on our YouTube videos, but if you go to our website or subscribe to the podcast on RSS, they are there. So those will be linked. All right, Nick, what do you have?
I have another cooking YouTube series. Surprise!
Did you have a previous cooking YouTube series?
Yeah, I recommended Mangchi, the Korean home cook. But this is a series on the Bon Appetit magazine YouTube channel, and it's pretty unusual. I really enjoy it. It's called It's Alive with Brad. And
it's a very weird name. It's Alive with Brad.
So Bon Appetit has like a test kitchen, in their New York skyrise building, and they have famous chefs in and stuff. Brad is the guy whose job it is to stock the kitchen with ingredients. Like he sources all the ingredients for that test kitchen. But he just started doing a YouTube series, like kind of randomly on their page, and it's amazing. Like. So this guy is, how to describe Brad? He's like a background character in like a Matt Damon or like Ben Affleck, like New England movie. You know, like
What
like
does that mean?
like he's just the guy with like the beanie on with like the thick Boston accent,
Oh,
and he's
sure.
just like a thick beard and just a fucking goofball. And he's like a guy that shouldn't work on television. But it's amazing because he just doesn't give a shit in the way that like all of these like really professional cooking like YouTube series are typically like trying to do like what Food Network does, all
Yeah.
these artful shots of like food and stuff and like really talking about like this is how you prepare this or that. And Brad's just like he doesn't give a shit. Like he's just the whole concept of the show is that it's all fermented or like anything that's like alive. He's cooking. He's making cultured butter.
like
He's making
bread
beer. He's
thing?
making. I'm sure he'll get to bread, but like like fermented hot sauce. But he's just not one of these people that actually like cares about what he's saying, and he has this rapport with the cameraman who clearly like edits these videos where the cameraman is just constantly making fun of him, just using like on-screen text and like effects. It's like it's hilarious. He calls the cameraman Vinny. I'm pretty sure his name is just Vincent and nobody calls him Vinny, but it's just Vinny and Brad, and they just do this weird show that they just kind of like pull out of their ass, and it's hilarious and really good, and you actually like do learn a lot of interesting things. Like I would never think to make most of the stuff that he's like experimenting with because it's just
Sure.
all like, I mean, he just casually brushes off the fact that if you make a lot of this shit, you could potentially get botulism. But whatever, I don't worry about any of that. Like, it's hilarious. I really enjoy it. It's a very good, like,
Nice.
short little
Nice.
series that
So
he's running.
It's Alive with Brad.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
What
just,
a good name.
I just like
for
that it's
series.
a weird, like, alt cooking channel or something. It's
Yeah.
bizarre. Anyway.
From the era of the internet before alt meant something.
Yes,
more
right.
terrible than
Yeah,
it
I'm
is
thinking
now.
alternative as in, like, alternative music in the 90s,
Yeah.
I guess.
I think of it
But,
in terms of like a news group.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
Anyway.
for listening to this week's Important If True. If you have any questions for us, conundrums, need our answers or advice, please write us at questions@importantiftrue.com. Our website is importantiftrue.com, and that has links to, everywhere we can be found on the internet, and also has all those show notes and links for each episode. If you like the show, tell a friend. Consider rating us on iTunes or wherever else, and that kind of word of mouth really helps us out. It's pretty much the one way we have to spread the word, and it means a lot to us when you do it. So that is it for the show. We'll be back next week with more of whatever this is. For Idle Thumbs, I'm Chris Remo.
I'm Nick Brecken.
I'm Jake Rodkin.
Stay spicy. Actually, before we go,
Yeah.
Were you just asleep when you said stay spicy?
I think he
I
was.
don't
Or were you
remember-
awake
what?
and you
I
meant
don't know.
it?
What?
Okay.
What? When I said what? Andrew writes, as a lifelong Bristolian, I've been in equal parts excited and
Uh-oh.
horrendously embarrassed by the discussion of my beloved hometown on the podcast. I've enjoyed my 31 years here in blissful ignorance of just how many associations my great city has with poop. I'm reluctant to add fuel to the fire, but the mention of EcoBot III reminded me of another poo-related technological innovation I'd read about, the UK's first human waste-powered bus. In
Bristol.
In summary, the poo bus runs on biomethane gas created from sewage processed in the industrial district of Avonmouth in the north of the city. The bus runs 4 days a week between Bristol and the neighboring city of Bath. How is this possible? How is it possible that Bristol has all this shit? I don't understand. I mean, literally, I don't understand it. If listeners want to read more about it, the article is at bit.ly/Bristol Poo Bus.
Thanks.
So, I mean, feel free. In the interest of balance, I feel like I can't sign off without mentioning at least some of Bristol's non-poop-related claims to fame. I guess we're opening with Krampuses.
Opens with a Krampus.
Closes
Closes
with a poo.
with a poo. Yes.
And this is important if true. A classic Hoistmas rhyme, a Hoistmas carol.
no.
Opens with a Krampus, closes with a poo.
And I'm Nick Brecken, and this is important if true.